this is Ilma, your chemistry mentor from 10 Hour Minds. Today, you all are joining with us for the second session of Daily Dose. And today, we'll be discussing the first MCQ from 2019 A-level chemistry paper. So, stay with us until the end to know the theory behind the question and to know a short method to remember the answer or to find the answer. So now let's move to the question. So the question says, consider the following statements 1 and 2. And statement 1 is, the energy absorbed or released by atoms is quantized. And statement 2 is, small particles under appropriate conditions show wave properties. So the two scientists who proposed the theories as given by statement 1 and 2 respectively are. So when we look at the question, we can clearly understand that this question is based on unit 1, which is about the atomic structure. So the first statement is about the quantum nature of atoms, and it is first proposed by Max Planck. And the second statement is about the wave nature of particles, and it is proposed by Louis de Broglie. And if you are someone who is fluent with the theory, you can find the answer easily. So you have to give the answer in the correct order. So therefore, second one is the answer. However, after Max Planck, Niels Bohr also proposed theories related to quantum nature of atoms. And also the question doesn't mention you to find the scientist who proposed these theories for the first time. So you can take Niels Bohr as a scientist who proposed the first statement. So therefore, fourth one is also can be an answer. So both the second and fourth answers are correct. So now let's see the theory behind this question. So this is how we have imagined an atom, right? So there is a nucleus at the center, and the electrons are orbiting around the nucleus in electron shells, like the planets orbit around the sun at different levels. So you all know that these electron shells have energy, right? Each electron shell possesses a fixed amount of energy or a discrete amount of energy. And the energy of the electron shells increases when moving away from the nucleus. That means the energy of the second electron shell is greater than the energy of the first one, and the energy of the third electron shell is greater than the energy of the second one. Likewise, the energy of the electron shells increases. So these electrons, they are not staying at a particular energy level or at a particular electron shell constantly. So if the electrons have the correct amount of energy, they can jump between the electron shells. So it's like climbing up or going down a staircase. So if you have the correct amount of energy, you can climb up one stair. Or if you have more energy, in that case, you can climb up two stairs. And if you have the sufficient amount of energy, even you can climb all the way up. So that is the same when going down a staircase as well. So similarly, when electrons move up and down, the electron shells, so it can happen only when the correct amount of energy is provided, right? So it is like when the packet of energy that you provide for the electron is just in size or just in the correct size. So this packet of energy, and also when you all know that when electrons move to a higher electron shell, the energy is absorbed and absorbed. And when the electrons move from a high electron shell to a lower electron shell, in that case, energy is released. Right? So this packet of energy absorbed or released is known as the quantum. So the one packet of energy released or absorbed is known as the quantum. So quantum means the fixed amount of something. So therefore, the energy released or absorbed is fixed, right? So this is what the Max Planck said. Also, the Max Planck proposed an equation for the energy of one quantum. So it is given by E equals hf, where h is the Planck's constant and f is the frequency. Right. So after Max Planck, Albert Einstein said this energy consists of particles. This energy consists of particles, and he named those particles as photons. So the concept of photons is proposed or found by Albert Einstein. So Albert Einstein said the radiant energy can behave like a particle if the correct conditions are provided. So then Louis de Broglie thought if radiant energy can behave like particles, if it has the characteristics of particles, then the particles can behave like waves, or they can have the properties of waves under correct conditions. So if they can have the properties of wave, then definitely it will have a wavelength. So he proposed an equation for the wavelength of particles as well. So it is given by lambda equals h over p, where h is the Planck's constant and p is the momentum. And you all know this momentum is given by m times v, mass of the particle and velocity of the particle. So therefore, we can rewrite this equation as lambda equals h over mv, right? So this equation is used to find the de Broglie wavelength. And when we look at the equation, you can see that lambda is inversely proportional to m. So therefore, when m is large, lambda is small. Therefore, when m increases, lambda is not that visible or it is unobservable. So it is observable when m is very small, right? So this is the theory behind this question. And so you can remember this by Planck is pockets, right? Or pocket, which means a quantum. And Broglie wavy, or it denotes the wave nature. So this is one of the shortest, short way to remember the answer for this question. Right, so stay tuned with us to learn one MCQ a day from all three subjects. So see you on next on another day with another MCQ. Have a good day.